I'm sitting here with Jurassic Paque, one of the writers for the Five, and you haven't been with us for a while. You've been busy doing
Other things.
what?
I've been undercover.
Really?
I have another career that I can't speak about, and it took me off the map for a little while. But I'm looking forward to getting back onto the nickel block, getting my work back out there, because I know people have missed the popularity contest.
They have actually. I've gotten complaints. Well, not complaints, but like, hey, what happened to
Well,
it?
it's because none of your other stuff is funny at all.
I know. We lack any kind of comical presence. On
Funny
the
bone,
website.
sense of humor,
Yeah, none of that.
satire.
We've got a lot of facts.
Yep, information.
Information
You guys
and
have tons.
content. But
That's not my style.
That's not what you do. You don't do content. You do
Zingers,
zingers.
mockery,
Yeah, we got
anything that involves throwing Eli Manning under the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Rex Grossman, I hope to throw him under the bus soon.
That's good. You got a big bust, don't you?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
It's an 18-wheeler, just prepped to roll over crappy NFL QBs' heads.
Like John Skelton.
Whoa. What do you got against John Skelton?
See,
He's my boy.
that's why we're not funny at the Five, other than because that was
My Skelton jersey's in the mail.
Anyway, we're actually not here to talk football, at least to begin with.
Yeah.
Because the amazing thing about the Five is you've got Michael Lederer, who's great with everything Philadelphia. There's myself, and I don't really write anymore. I just kind of manage the site. And then we've got a slew of other people that are just kind of picking and plucking different things. But I found that we never talk about the NBA. And so, you know NBA. And so, I'm just going to toss it over to you. Hey, Jake, the NBA.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think we should keep it around.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
I can't say that I'm not for contraction, as LeBron said he is or isn't. Apparently, he didn't know what the word contraction meant in a non-pregnancy related way. I mean, I think we could contract.
I wonder if he's ever used the word like can't or won't.
Nope.
Isn't.
Never. Well, he didn't go to college.
It's true. And that's where you learn those things, not in third grade. I mean, if no one's showing up to the games, they must not be that much fun to watch.
I disagree with that. I think that it's a cultural problem with the people not showing up to the games. I mean, you're right, there's so much to do, it's beautiful weather, and they know that the game isn't decided till the fourth quarter, and I think that's how the people down there roll, you know? They're not obsessed enough about the team, it's just a market. I mean, where I live in New York, people are obsessed with the games and being there and seeing the competitive, the competition, whereas down in Miami, I think they're more result-based, they're more result-oriented. But, the team itself, like, I've been following them pretty closely. I used to be a huge fan. Like, the '06 year, I really enjoyed watching the team play. Dwayne Wade came out of Marquette, so that was exciting for me to see him, a rise to stardom.
Mountain Dew.
Drink Mountain Dew. Especially if you like the nickel block.
I just got $5 for that.
And I got nothing. But, okay, so I used to be a big fan of the Miami Heat. Now, with all of this stuff with, LeBron's the error or the decision, whatever you want to call it, and with the acquisition of Chris Bosh and, like,
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and the subtle detonation of the rest of their roster, I didn't agree with all that, and they lost me as a fan. But I've been following them really, really closely because, at least in our lifetime, this is unprecedented to have players like this on one team. And I know, people like Jeff Van Gundy were saying things like, these guys could break the Bulls record or whatever for wins. And I never believed that, but I knew they had the capability of being one of the most dominant, exciting teams in the league. And so I've been following them really closely for the reason that I'm waiting to see what they are. Like, I feel like they're in their cocoon right now. People are judging every game going, like, oh, this is why they can't do this. They need a big man. They blah, blah, blah. Or, yes, they can do it. See, look, if they run, they can crush everybody. But the NBA isn't like that. There's 82 games in the season, and these guys have played, how many we're through right now, and no more than that. If we all recall, they played no preseason, anything like that. So I really enjoy watching them to see. I'm waiting for them to be proven. And I don't mean in a one-game kind of proven style. I'm waiting for the consistency that goes, all right, these guys know how to play together, and they can dominate consistently, or we find out that, like, yes, it is something where, if we're into the 60th game of the season, and like it's been repeatedly proven that they can't beat a certain kind of team, and that certain kind of team might be the Boston Celtics. That's not an original idea. Lots of people are concerned about the
Really? They might not beat the Boston Celtics.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Go on.
Well, because they've got so many big men, and obviously they're proven, they've gotten into the finals and stuff like that. But I enjoy just watching it from the developmental standpoint. Like, we have never had an opportunity. The Boston Big Three is totally different. Those were guys who were developed. They had, were actually a little bit, tiny bit past their prime outside of Rajon Rondo, who's obviously coming into his prime. But the Celtics, these guys all already knew their game, knew how to play, and could no longer just hold down a team by themselves. Like, if you put Ray Allen, if you shipped everybody out of OKC, no offense to the Seattle people.
Eric Bartz, we're really sorry.
Yeah, since they lost Ray Allen and their basketball team. But if you put Ray Allen on any team, and he was the go-to guy, even when he went to the Celtics in 07, was it? He can't be the only guy. He cannot be the guy to bring. He's not going to bring them to a championship. Same was true for Kevin Garnett. Same was true for Paul Pierce. But they brought them all together, and they were all guys that were just coming down the apex. The Miami Heat are totally different. These are guys, they're right in the middle of their mid-20s that are going to be. These are their dominant basketball years. These are going to be the years where they're scariest physically. They're still picking up moves in the off-season, and it's been exciting to watch them cultivate that and turn into what is proven to be an incredible force when all their powers combine, like Captain Planet.
Okay, sounds good. Do you have them coming out of the East?
You saying into the NBA Finals?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. I think the Boston Celtics still have the veteran grit. I realize it's not like an original analysis, but I don't think they're going to have it. I would like to see it. I would be I think it would be an incredible finals to see the Miami Heat playing against somebody on that big stage and see how those guys respond. And to finally see, as if the Suns had gotten into the finals last year, to see a run-and-gun team against the Boston Celtics, wouldn't that just have been the craziest matchup ever? So I'd love to see a team like Miami Heat in the finals, but I don't think they've got the depth. I mean, I know Mike Miller's coming back, but I don't think they have the depth, and I do really think that a grinded-out team that plays defense equal to theirs is really going to be able to stop.
I just remember that was what happened. Everyone said, well, this is how you do it. There's the formula. Everyone else do that, and you'll be able to beat them. And I remember when they started the season, something like 8 and
really close to
5,
500. They almost dipped below 500, and people were, getting ready to burn down the arena.
Yeah. And that's how you do it. But apparently, that's all changed.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, you were talking about something that was within the first 20 games of the season. It's just unbelievable to go, hey, this team has only played together for 20 games, but we know how to beat them. That makes no sense. These are guys. It wasn't like watching last year's Golden State Warriors, and they always play the same. They've got the Golden State Warriors have new players, but you see what I'm saying, right? You weren't looking at a mold. You'd never seen the Miami Heat before. And so, yeah, people were able to go, oh, this is a way to beat the Miami Heat in the first 20 games because they hadn't developed yet the means to get around people that were just going to put in the post and have, Jermaine O'Neal, Kevin Garnett, and Shaq in the game at the same time and be like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And so, now the Miami Heat are learning how to get around people that are doing that, and there's, their ball movement is better, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James learning how to rotate off who's hot, who's not, who's ditching it out. They stopped thinking about it. I think they were trying to come up with a tactic for a while. LeBron, you take the first 7 minutes. Dwayne will take. That's BS. You can't run that way in the NBA because these guys all know how to play basketball. And if they have to start thinking about how many shots have I taken, what minute are we at, that's the opposite of flow. And I think we all know basketball's a flow game. Like almost any other competitive sport. So, like I was saying, I just believe that the Miami Heat have found a way to get around that. Now if they're locking out Dwayne and LeBron and whatever, they're starting to throw it down to Chris Bosh and let Chris Bosh take outside shots. I mean, Chris Bosh I think has a decent 3% this year. He's taking outside shots and knocking them down.